And Steven, now it's time to turn the microphone over to you and let's talk prospects. Who are you watching carefully this week?
All right, I'm watching Sean Farrell from the Montreal Canadiens, and at the time of recording this, we don't exactly know what time he's going to be playing and making his debut with the Montreal Canadiens. But he is someone where he was drafted. It was in the fourth round of 2020, and that was a tough year to draft prospects because, well, yeah, you did get a pretty sizable sample size for most players, like at least 40 players for most, or 40 games for most junior players. He is someone who still was very small, and I don't know if scouts were totally super high on him. Now, ever since he got drafted, he's been one of the best prospects in the Montreal Canadiens system. He's been one of the best NCAA players. He had a 100-point season in the USHL. So this is a guy that continues to produce at all levels. Now, producing the NCAA does not mean you're going to be able to produce in the NHL. But going out there and getting 50 points as a sophomore is actually very hard to do. Not everyone is going to be like Adam Fantilli putting up like 60 points in their rookie season. That's not the norm. But for, a point per game player as a sophomore is typically a pretty solid player. So for him to do significantly more than that, get basically 20 more points that he had played games, I think is something you can't ignore. Now, a guy of his size, you are probably a little concerned that maybe he's not going to be this super impactful guy if he can't score, but he can be feisty at points. He's very good defensively. He's got the speed, and he obviously knows how to score. So, the one obvious option here is to look at Cole Caulfield and see what he does. I don't think they're that close there, but I do think that Sean Farrell is going to be someone who is going to give fans that like Cole Caulfield something to cheer about very shortly. So, another small winger, but you know what? I think that he could play center, he could play the wing, he could just do so much for you. I'm really excited to see what he could do.
It's interesting, Montreal, with the attack of the small man, even when you factor in Lane Hudson on defense, they have some very intriguing prospects on the way. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for those guys to stick in the NHL.